Speaking of Thursday games, Patriots at the Rams. So this is the beginning of our Week 14 picks. The Rams open up 6.5, and is lingering around 6.5 for most of the day. It just dropped to 5.5, which indicates that there's some sharp money coming in on the Patriots. So who do you like in this game?
Yeah, so I like the Patriots in this one. I think that they obviously just crushed the Chargers. So I kind of expected this line to be a little bit of move from where it had been, but it didn't really move that much until that 1 point swing you just mentioned. I think that this game is going to trick a lot of people because the Rams are very good, and they've proven that. And I know we've been on the wrong side of doubting the Rams on quite a few occasions at this point. But I just think that the Patriots are going to keep this one close. They have the defensive weapons needed to get some pressure on Jared Goff, take away some of his weapons, make him a little bit uncomfortable. They're still going to be able to move the ball, but I think if the Patriots run defense shows up and, Cam Akers, I think, didn't practice yesterday on the estimated practice report, and I don't know what his status was today. So I don't know how much of a workload he's going to be able to handle on a short week. I think the Patriots will be able to slow down their offense enough. The big question is, can the Patriots do anything against the Rams defense? Cam Newton has not looked good throwing the ball recently. He has his high moments occasionally, but he threw for 70 yards against the Chargers. Granted, that was all he needed to do. It was a 45-0 win. But I think they're going to have trouble running the ball a bit. So Cam's going to have to make some plays. Will it be enough to get this cover? I liked it better, obviously, when it was 6 because we were getting a key number to push at. But I still think this could end up being a field goal game because Belichick's such a good coach. He's going to have something cooked up to confuse Jared Goff. So I'm going to be on the Patriots here at the plus 5.5 number. Probably go for 1 unit. No more than that, though. And you could convince me not to bet this game because I think both the coaches are good. But I think that I just favor Belichick in this one just a little bit because he's really good at cooking up defenses against quarterbacks that struggle with pressure.
Yeah. Well, it's a Thursday game, so you have to bet this, right?
Yes, I do. It's true.
Right. I think I like that you said this is going to be a field goal game. I think it's going to be a field goal either way. And the computer model says Rams -3 is the correct line. So that plays into your field goal thesis there. My line for this is Rams -2.5. And I had someone ask me on Facebook, they're like, usually you like the better team on Thursday. Why are you picking the Patriots? Spoiler alert, I'm taking the Patriots. And I was like, well, I had the Patriots higher in my power rankings, so I am taking the better team. So I was talking about how Jared Goff kind of maybe figured out Jared Goff. I was looking at, how he performed in every game this year, and his worst games this year have been against the 49ers in 2 games and the Dolphins. So consider who the defensive coordinators were in those games. Robert Saleh for the 49ers, obviously, and then Brian Flores, head coach of the Dolphins. Those 2 guys are defensive-minded geniuses, right? So, and if you're talking about defensive-minded geniuses, there's no one better than Bill Belichick. And we don't even have to wonder how Jared Goff will do against Belichick because we saw that in the Super Bowl. Jared Goff was so flustered that he forgot the snap count on one play. So I don't know how he's going to get better. It just seems like the Rams thrive against teams that aren't well coached. And, if Sean McVay can't out-scheme the opposing coach, then Jared Goff just really struggles. And I think that's what's going to happen here. I think Jared Goff's going to have a really rough game. I think the Patriots are going to dominate defensively, and I think they're going to win outright. I've been burned on the Rams so many times this year, but I finally think I've got them figured out. We'll see. So I'm gonna bet the Patriots for a couple units.
That makes sense to me that it matters more who the coordinator and coaches are for the team than it matters the personnel. Because that would explain, again, my boss at Sporting News has said multiple times, Jared Goff is matchup proof to the point that it's you don't know if he's going to be good or you don't know if he's going to be bad in a given game. But maybe if this pans out and if we can figure out this is a great defensive coordinator, defensive coach, and he starts playing poorly against those guys, then we'll have it figured out and it'll matter more for coaching. And I think you're dead right. Sean McVay schemed stuff up really well for Jared Goff. Really great coach. I'm going to be interested to watch this one. Him versus Belichick again in non-Super Bowl setting. Very interesting to watch.
Yeah. It'll be a good game. Also, remember against Sean McDermott, he was down 28-3, and then he got some garbage time touchdowns to make it close. But he was really struggling for a while. So Maybe that's the answer, because the Rams have kind of been befuddling me. Like I think I'm like 3-8 against the spread in their games this year, or something like terrible like that. But I think I've figured them out. We'll see.